the lifeblood of the rules-based international order is actually seawater.
It's a red alert in the Red Sea. Drone attacks, cruise missiles, hijackings. We've seen it all in the last few weeks. And one group did all this damage. The Houthi rebels of Yemen, they single-handedly terrorized the Red Sea. But now there is pushback. 10 nations have signed up for a multinational coalition. Its job to defend ships in the Red Sea. We don't know how this coalition will operate, but usually such forces have the same strategy: more joint patrols, more air support, and escorts for commercial vessels. Meaning warships will accompany cargo ships. The coalition was announced by Pentagon Chief Lloyd. He's in West Asia right now for talks.
All countries have the right to move freely and lawfully in international waters. But that foundational global right is under new threat today from the totally unacceptable attacks on merchant vessels by the Houthis in Yemen. So this morning, we've launched Operation Prosperity Guardian under the umbrella of Combined Maritime Forces and under the leadership of Task Force 153.
Operation Prosperity Guardian, that's what they're calling it. And who are these 10 member nations? The US, Britain, Spain, Seychelles, Norway, the Netherlands, Italy, France, Canada, and Bahrain. Now I know what you're thinking. Why just one member from West Asia? Reports say the big Gulf states are worried about the optics. Just think about it. Who are the Houthis fighting for? They say they're fighting for Palestine. And who do Arab states support? Again, Palestine. So they can't be seen as hurting Palestine and backing Israel, hence the reluctance to join this force. Having said that, Arab states are involved behind the scenes. Some of them could join eventually. So it's a pretty elaborate plan, which raises the question, why? Why do they need this? Just how bad is the Red Sea situation? Over the weekend, the Houthis fired 15 drones. All of them were shot down by US and UK warships. On Monday, they struck again. 2 commercial ships were targeted. One of them was called Swan Atlantic. It was hit by a Houthi drone and a ballistic missile. The ship sent out a distress call. It was assisted by a US warship late on Monday. Now here's the problem. Not all of these ships are heading to Israel. Some of them are heading to European ports. But the Houthis don't care. They're picking targets at random. And the result is this: major shipping companies are avoiding the Red Sea. Just look at this list. MSC, the world's largest shipping group. Maersk, the second largest. Lloyd, the German company. Euronav, a Belgian tanker firm. Evergreen from Taiwan. Frontline, based in Norway. And HMM, a Korean shipping firm. So it's a pretty diverse list. The big, the small, the European, the Asian, all of them have stopped using the Red Sea. So how are they transporting goods? By the alternate route. Assume that you're sailing from the Indian Ocean to Europe. Now you have 2 maritime options. The first is the Suez Canal. It's the same route that passes through the Red Sea. The second is this one. You have to go all the way around Africa, meaning more fuel, more time, more money. The voyage can take 10 days extra, which is why companies and governments are spooked. Take India, for example. This Red Sea problem affects us in 2 ways. One, it makes our exports more expensive. Some reports say by 30 to 40%. And more expensive equals less competitive. Secondly, our oil bill. The Red Sea tensions have spooked the oil market. Some companies have stopped using this route, like BP, the British oil giant. As a result, crude oil prices have increased. They were up almost 3% on Monday. It tells you how important the Red Sea is. It carries 12% of all maritime trade and 30% of all containers. We're talking about close to $1 trillion here. What happens if that trade is disrupted? Things we import will become more expensive, things like oil, gold, and gadgets. In simple words, higher inflation. The question is, can this new coalition of 10 countries prevent that? Can it deter the Houthis? Well, they've released a response. Listen to what they've said. We have capabilities to sink your fleet, your submarines, your warships. The Red Sea will be your graveyard. This is what the Houthis have said. It does not sound like a de-escalation at all. So the Houthis will fight on, they say. Even the coalition cannot stop that. You see, the Houthis shoot and scoot. They don't stay around for a prolonged battle. Plus, their drones are hard to intercept. You can't be everywhere at once. Hundreds of ships pass through the Red Sea. How many of them will you escort or provide air cover to? It's simply not a sustainable strategy. So what is? What is a sustainable strategy? Well, the US is taking the lead now, and they have three options. One is to strike back at the Houthis. For some reason, Joe Biden seems reluctant to do that. The Pentagon chief was asked about why the US is not launching counter strikes. Listen to his response.
Why hasn't the U.S. struck back or conducted a counterstrike like it has against similar Iranian-backed militants in Iraq and Syria?
These attacks are reckless, dangerous, and they violate international law. And so we're taking action to build an international coalition to address this threat. And I would remind you that this is not just a U.S. issue. This is an international problem, and it deserves an international response.
He sidestepped the question. The second option is to ask for Iran's help. You see, Tehran funds and arms the Houthis, so the assumption is that they will listen to Iran. Reports say Biden has even turned to China. He's asking Xi Jinping to put in a good word. And finally, the third option, the sure shot one, end the war in Gaza. Joe Biden has the power to force Israel to stop. 153 countries want him to do it. He'll have a chance tonight at the United Nations Security Council. Let's see if he takes it.
A first-of-a-kind sports show that's played on a different turf. A first-of-a-kind sports show that will always come up with a winner. Are you looking for perspectives that go beyond the scoreline? Hi, I'm Rupa Ramani, and catch a 360-degree view of the sporting world with me here on Firstpost in our special First Sports.